so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything.
Dental insurance costs a fortune and it covers nothing.
Don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team, and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I want a drink.
And I want this free.
And I want this awesome ATV.
I can't get enough
of winning free stuff.
Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The Summer of Freedom sweepstakes.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community.
Like family, like home. SWIC is a place for you.
So the student athletes participating in this year's tournament are taking home some pretty awesome souvenirs.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the signature ball program is a real favorite of all the students, and so it's a really fun opportunity to provide signature softballs and bag tags this year to those kids, so that, you know, when they look back in the future years, they can see their teammates, their family members, their coaches, their teachers that have signed those balls or those tags, and remember the hard work, dedication that they've put into their sport, and continue to strive as young adults into their future, and remember that hard work does get you somewhere, and if they put their mind to it, they can certainly accomplish.
Good evening. It is the final semifinal of the 2022 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament Class 1A edition. It's Martensdale-St. Mary's and Twin Cedars. Hello, everybody, in this 1A semifinal. Hunter Phillips and Paul Yeager to take you home as we get the 1A finalists set. 2 games going on at the same time. Hunter, we'll take you through this last one. Both of these teams that we're going to have, let's call it upset special. That's what it is.
Yeah, and really no surprise. I mean, despite being as prepared as you are for the Class 1A and 2A fields, this is state, Paul, and you're going to have surprises. And it's just so fitting that on the final game of semifinal Wednesday, we're having 2 teams that are really on Cinderella runs right now.
Martensdale-St. Mary's and Twin Cedars. Let's meet the players and find out who is on these squads.
Coaches, first for the visitors from Martensdale-St. Mary's. Number 5, Sarah Frost. Number 10, Autumn Elbert. Number 13, Ava Oberender. Number 14, Marianne Hart. Number 16, Ani Berger. And number 18, Abigail Hughes. The assistant coach for Martensdale-St. Mary's, Kayla Esslinger. Now, let's meet the starters for the Blue Devils. Leading off, shortstop, number 6, Brenley German. Batting second, center fielder, number 2, Jackie Clave. Batting third, the third baseman, number 17, Anna Parrott. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 4, Campbell German. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 11, Sydney Bears. Batting sixth, the DP, number 8, Angelina Furness. Batting seventh, first baseman, number 12. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, first baseman, number 12, Madeline Young. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 15, Hadley Pearson. Batting ninth, second baseman, number 7, Ellie Baker. And the flex player in left field, number 3, Emily Hughes. Head coach for the Blue Devils, Emily Wood. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Sabres. Number 4, Amy Mockenhop. Number 11, Allie Reed. Number 32, Cheyenne Bruns. And number 35, Kennedy Ford. Assistant coach for Twin Cedars is Bailey Duncan. Now let's meet the starters for the Sabres. Leading off, the catcher, number 1, Riley Duncan. Batting second, the shortstop, number 21, Brooke Roby. Batting third, the pitcher, number 10, Grace Bailey. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 7, Allie Mockenhop. Batting fifth, the DP, number 29, Jillian French. Batting sixth, left fielder, number 9, Keisha Reed. Batting seventh, second baseman, number 2, Chloe Durian. Batting eighth, third baseman, number 6, Kristen Durian. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 5, Jetta Sterner. And the flex, in right field, number 22, Kenzen Roberts. Head coach for the Sabres is Zach Duncan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll direct your attention to the area in front of home plate for the introduction of our umpires for this evening's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Keith McKay. At third base, Mark Amadeo. And calling balls and strikes, Dwayne Duncan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for state tournament softball. Welcome to the IGHSAU State Softball Tournament.
True, Hunter. But here's the thing. I can't even see you as I look to your face. The sun is at that perfect height to make it difficult if you are, say, playing first, looking across to third. Doesn't matter. These girls play at this time all the time. However, this is a different stage. What do you like about this game tonight?
Well, what I love about it is just, how the stage is set for two teams that no one really expected to be here except for these two right here, and they're just making the most out of their opportunity. And so, you add in the fact that we are going to be playing under the lights here before you know it. A lot of crazy games already here today, especially in 2A and 1A. There have been so many twists and turns here throughout this field, and there's just an extra bit of energy here for the semifinals. We saw it to begin the day with Class 5A, fitting way to do it here in 1A. So, yeah, the sun's setting down will play a little bit of a factor, especially for those along the right side of the field. The wind finally starting to die down. It really affected play here earlier today, but couldn't have asked for a better evening for state softball.
We are at 84 degrees. The wind is out of the west at 9 miles an hour. We should cool off about 10 degrees. The breeze has actually picked back up. It kind of died during last game, and we settle in for Brindley German. She leads off for Martensdale-St. Mary's. Bats from the right side. We're underway at news time of 7:40, and the first pitch is a ball. German to lead things off for the Blue Devils, followed by Clavey and Parrott. They face Bailey in the circle. She winds and fires, and that pitch is in there for a called strike. Evens it up at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, Grace Bailey pitched very well in that quarterfinal win against Lisbon. Complete game, just allowed 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Just as solid as you can get right there, especially against a very talented team in Lisbon, and looking for her to build off of that here tonight.
Her pitching was one thing. Her batting was the other story of that contest that went 8 last night against Lisbon. The 1-2 changeup has popped up just behind the line of second base. Chloe Darien takes 2 steps back, catches it over her shoulder. Bailey last night, the 2-run home run to left, a moonshot. And I don't know if there's anything more exciting than having a great pitching game and then you hit a home run that wins it for your team.
Just talk about perfect two-way player, getting it done at the plate and also in the circle. Teammates absolutely love that.
First pitch strike to Jackie Clavey, who's playing center tonight, the senior. Where's number 2? The Blue Devils from Martensdale-St. Mary's in southwestern Warren County. Southeastern Warren County, that's a school. They're playing over on Diamond 1. The changeup is in there for a strike. Clavey down 0-2. Martensdale-St. Mary's, you traditionally think of them as a baseball power. Sports in general, very good there. Looking to add to it here in the softball diamond. Setting up on the outside is Duncan, and that's a ball, 1-2. Twin Cedars of Bussey, and you're like, where's that at? South Appella, Hunter. And if you don't think that the Twin Cedars fan base is excited for this one, you're wrong. Off speed, lifted, popped up in on the infield. Roby takes 3 to her right, and another out is recorded.
Yeah, these are two communities that just support their programs in all end, and great to have the softball programs here in Fort Dodge. Both Twin Cedars and obviously Martensdale-St. Mary's have storied baseball programs, and great to see the softball teams shining here on the big stage here at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex.
There's a look at behind home. That's just above what we have for review, and you see that first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Anna Parrott digs in now. She plays third. She's another senior for MSM. That pitch is line foul down the first base line. It'll roll all the way to the tarp that has stayed under wraps this week. What did we get, low 90s today, about 91?
Yeah, if that. And, of course, the breeze certainly helped with that. But, you know, just perfect weather here for late July here in Iowa.
Bailey's 0-2 on the way. Off the plate just enough. Not in the river. Duncan tried to sell it. I love a catcher that tries to sell a play. It's always so fun. They work on that all the time. The 1-2, change up again, weakly hit to the left side, fielded and bounced to first, not in time. Christian Darian just didn't have much of a chance to get the speedy Parrott who's on base. I think that's a hit all the way.
Yeah, just had a spin right along the chalk line, and Duran chased after it. And like you said, Parrott with the wheels was able to get there with plenty of time, a little bit of a low throw. Oakenhop trying to pick it, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway if she would have been able to field it cleanly.
Campbell German will bat, the pitcher, trying to help herself with 2 outs here in the top half of the first. First pitch swinging, hit towards short. Roby over to Mockenhop to retire the side. Martensdale-St. Mary's does put 1 runner on, but they also leave 1. We've played half an inning, no score.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
This is the Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy Company. Hunter Phillips, Paul Yeager with you here in this Class 1A semifinal. Southeast Warren and North Lynn. Last check, that was 3-1. And now it's 4-2. North Lynn, defending champs in 2A, moved down a class to 1A, and they rolled in their opener. Southeast Warren has other ideas. Boy, wouldn't that be something if we had a Warren County file?
Oh, man.
Last one.
There would be nobody around in those communities right there. They would be all making the trip here.
South of Indianola, it would be quiet. Riley Duncan to lead things off for Twin Cedars to face German. First pitch shows bunt, pulls it back, and that misses.
Duncan went 1 for 3 there in that 2-0 win over Lisbon there in extra innings, scoring a run. Just been the ideal leadoff hitter for the Sabres here this season. Just someone that just digs into the dirt, wants to make contact, and you know that the corner infielders are taking notice.
Campbell's pitch. Oh, nice movement on that one. That broke in and then broke out. And that gets German back into the count, 2-1.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty good pitching duel here tonight. Campbell German also pitched extremely well for Martensdale-St. Mary's.
Swing and a miss on the exact same pitch as before. And Duncan now, after getting ahead 2-0, is even at 2-2. Infield in just a little bit on the corners. Popped up on the infield. Calling for it is German, the sister. Brindley makes the catch. And I don't think we've had a ball hit into the outfield yet.
Haven't yet. Both teams keeping it in the infield. Seen a number of pop flies. Players just getting underneath it. Always interesting to see, the first time around, especially the top 3 to 4 hitters, how they're able to go up against a challenging pitcher. And we've seen teams, no matter the class, if they see something in the zone, they're going to go ahead and swing at a first pitch. And you love the aggressiveness from these teams because they know how important it is to get off to a good start.
These two teams have played each other in the regular season. That pitch from German is out for Brooke Roby, who bats. This game between the two was a good one. They both remember it. The 1-1 coming. Hit foul to the left side, almost straight in like a basketball into the dugout. Twin Cedars and Martensdale-St. Mary's battled on the 13th of June, and it was a Twin Cedars 3-0 win over Martensdale-St. Mary's. The 1-2 got underneath it and weakly flew to Baker, who grabs it, and now there's 2 away. Almost identical at-bats for both of these teams to start things up. Let's see what Grace Bailey can do. Bailey, the home run to left last night, looking to keep that stroke going. And the first offering to her is hit right up the middle into the outfield. Grace Bailey on base with a base hit. The future DMAC Bear keeps the inning alive, and Bailey will go down to first.
Well, they got to love what they have seen thus far here in the tournament by Bailey, and just not wasting any time right there. Again, seeing the first pitch and right up the middle, solid piece of hitting for the Sabres to have their first runner on base.
Allie Mockenhop digs in from the left side as she watches the first pitch go out of the zone. A ball and a strike. No score here, bottom of the first, 1 on with 2 outs for Twin Cedars. Pitch hit towards third, off the glove of Parrott, past the shortstop, rolls into the infield, and now there's 2 on and 2 out. Back-to-back balls in play, but not back-to-back hits. I think, well, they will give that a hit. That's okay. That's a tough play to the left for Parrott.
Yeah, and I think I agree with the scoring there. Just really tough there on the hot corner and glanced off the glove. And, man, nice job by Mockenhop turning that pitch from the inside and not exactly getting the barrel on the bat, but still making really hard contact. And Parrott trying to do what she could, but it went through the infield, and now runners first and second.
Cheyenne Bruns comes into courtesy run at second for Bailey as she's now in scoring position, a little different situation. That Coach Duncan says, all right, I guess I do want my pitcher to come in and get a breather. The 1-0 hit in the air, high behind third, calling for it in fair territory, and making the grab is Parrott to retire Twin Cedars here in the first. Twin Cedars puts 2 on. They leave 2. We've played 1 full inning here in Class 1A semifinal. No score.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
Central College has you covered with career-building programs with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Top of the second, Sydney Bears, Angie Furness and Madeline Young due up for Martensdale-St. Mary's. The 1-1 is hit foul as it hit Bears in the batter's box, and we'll do it again. Tell you what, Duncan's going to work with her feet there behind the plate. There's quite some mounds there to the left and right. You can kind of see it right on the heels of her shoes. Everybody does things differently back there. Bailey shakes off. She's a go. Here comes the pitch. Off the plate. Evens the count up at 2-2. Reed, Sterner, and Roberts left to right in the outfield. Darien, Roby, Darien and Mockenhop, third to first on the infield. The pitch from Bailey to Duncan. Change up is hit up the middle for a base hit. Sydney Bears on board with the leadoff single.
Yeah, and just the way you want to start off the inning if you're the Blue Devils. You know, they talk things over in the dugout, I'm sure. Top three hitters and, taking notes, seeing what was thrown at him in the previous inning from Bailey and get a runner on here to start.
Furness. First pitch swing and a miss. The designated player is a senior. Coach likes the way she drives. Good at moving the runners up. So we'll see with nobody out. They take the bat out of her hands and have her sacrifice. First two pitches, she's offered quick throw down to first, not in time as Bears dives back in. Furness down 0-2. Puts that white bat over the shoulders, flips it up into the air, waits for the pitch from Bailey. Off the plate, again, fake the throw.
Yeah, Furness had a really good game against Newell Fonda. 1 for 2. Scored 2 of the team's 7 runs. Trying to build off of that.
The 1-2 is swung on a miss. Quick throw to second or first again, not in time. So the first out is recorded on a strikeout. First of the game for Bailey. And Madeline Young will come in to extend the inning if she can. Young looks down at first-year head coach Emily Wood, standing in the middle of that third base coaching box. First pitch is hit into the fence behind home for a foul ball.
And Madeline Young is one of the rare upperclassmen on this Martensdale-St. Mary's team. A lot of young players, so this is a program that is really built for the future. And Emily Wood is a great job in her first season of just being able to take the talent already there and just being able to groom it, and the future is really bright for this program, and we've seen it already.
Wood from the Kansas City area, played high school softball, always has kind of been around the game. Met a man from Martensdale, married, moved to the area, and now she's coaching. Coached last year at Murray in the junior high for a couple of years. That pitch is stopped by Duncan behind the plate. Great job there to keep that from allowing the runner to advance. Bailey, as we said when she was hitting, headed to DMAC. Play for Bob Liguri. So she'll go from Bussey to Boone. Gen Ed to start, but then she wants to get into agriculture communications. Because I'm a farm girl. That's just what you do. The 1-2. Off speed is rolled over to short. Roby quickly to second. And the lead runner, Bears, is punched out. Young is at first on a fielder's choice. That was a tough play.
It really was. Bears with a little bit of an aggressive slide going in, but, as the base runner, you want to make it as difficult as possible for the shortstop to be able to make that throw over to first, but do it in a clean way, and certainly did enough to kind of disrupt that throw.
Hadley Pearson, first pitch strike. Duncan throws it to Mockenhop, and it rolls into right field. Coming in is Roberts. So now we'll see if Duncan thinks about doing that again. She's been bluffing that throw a couple of times. This time, second time, she's thrown it down there. Pitch is inside, and it hits Pearson, but they're going to say she stays here, meaning she put her body in front of the pitch. If it hits her in the box, yes, that's a hit pitch. But if you go into the pitch, you stay there. That's our home plate umpire, Dwayne Duncan, making that call. The 1-1 to Pearson. Hit on the hands and into left field for a base hit. Just over Roby and in front of Reed, and that moves up Young to second. Pearson goes to first, and it's still 2 outs. And a good situation coming for Martensdale-St. Mary's.
Yeah, we'll see if Martensdale-St. Mary's can maybe put together a 2-out rally here. And again, we've seen Bailey really throw it towards the inside of right-handed hitters, and they've been able to adjust at times, as we saw there from Pearson.
Bunt shown as she offered. That's a strike. Ellie Baker, the freshman, playing second base. There's a look, Baker, as she looks down at first. After she looks down at third. Feet offset in the box. That pitch is outside for a ball. Young is at second. Pearson is at first. Baker at the plate. 2 outs here in the second. Swung on and missed.
Well, and Baker's been pretty good in this 9th spot in the order this season. 369 hitter. That's pretty darn good there towards the tail end of the order, and has driven in 12 runs, looking to get a piece here. And
swings and misses that one, leaves a couple of runners on. Couple of hits, but the damage is limited to only a runner at second. 2 left. We've played an inning and a half. No score between St. Mary's from Martensdale and Twin Cedars.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Just after 8 o'clock on Wednesday night. Winner of this will play on Friday night. About the exact same time. 7:30 is the scheduled first pitch for the 1A final, which will be the 3rd game of the day. 3A, 2A, and then 1A. All those finals. We'll begin our finals coverage on Iowa PBS beginning Thursday late afternoon. And then we'll have the finals again on Friday. Keisha Reed swings and misses. It'll be Chloe Durian and Christian Durian. And then Jetta Sterner, if anybody gets on board, to face Campbell German. German winds and fires from the right side, popped up straight into the net behind us. And German working ahead here in the count.
Reed's been a solid hitter here for Twin Cedars this year. 395, 23 runs driven in. 4th on the team.
That pitch is upstairs to Reed, who plays left field in this defensive lineup. Swung on and just got a piece of it to stay alive. 1-2. Both teams with multiple hits. We've seen a couple of games today with limited hits. Assumption won in 3A with just 1 hit. Well hit to left at the wall, but short and foul. Reed gave it a ride. That'd have been out in a couple of parks if 180, but it would have been foul no matter what. And oddly enough, that's kind of how Assumption scored in their game. It was a high fly ball to right, hit the underside of the yellow part, or just below the yellow line. And that pitch is inside to make it 2-2.
Yeah, it was a leadoff double. I was on the call for that game, and boy, that was just the edge of your seat kind of matchup, rematch of the 2020 semifinals, them in Williamsburg. You got a feel for Peyton Driscoll in Williamsburg, giving up one hit and still just coming up short.
Reed swings and misses, and she's down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for German, one away for Twin Cedars. So Assumption back in that title game. Rematch of last year. So you have, if Northland, say, doesn't hold on and advance to the title game, we'll have all, at least in the Friday games, have all new teams in the finals, except for 3A, where we'll have a rematch. It's all or nothing, right?
And of course, you have Fort Dodge going back for the third consecutive year to the 5A title game. They looked really good today against Valley. But this is what you love about these lower classes.
Chloe Durian swings. Parrott grabs on the one hop, throws across the diamond to Young, and there's two away. You know, Fort Dodge, a little bit of a different team than last year. 5 starters had to be replaced from last year's squad. Still a couple of key cogs, one of them in the circle. A lot of people know Jalen Adams. First pitch to Kristen Durian is a strike. Kristen, the sister, the younger sister, so younger sister bats behind. She rips it foul and almost hits the camera on top of the third base dugout. German ahead 0-2. Swing and a miss. What a changeup. Pulled the string on that one. Second strikeout of the inning, second strikeout of the game. Twin Cedars goes 1-2-3. We've played 2, no score.
Well, I heard some cheering.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I want a drink.
And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough of winning free stuff. Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Back here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic and State Softball Tournament, the digital network presented by Mid-American Energy. Pitch is hit towards third. Darien across the field to Mockenhop, and Brindley German is retired. One away here in the top of the third.
Well, we've seen both pitchers, again, just really settle into this ball game, although Bailey gave up a couple of hits last inning. Now second time through the order. What kind of adjustments do the Blue Devils make?
Well, Clavey, she hit a weak pop-up to short at her first time to the plate. Watches that pitch for a strike, and she's down 0-1. Yes, adjustments are key, Hunter. Who can make the most in-game? Who decides a pitch is no longer working? Who feels better about something? You know, I've been talking a little bit more of pitching to these players after the game this week, kind of asking, you know, it's very consistent. Lots of coaches ask me what's working, what's not. And that pitch is off the glove of Durian, but they still across the diamond to get the out of Clavey. Wow, what a play. Roby, my word, a rocket across. Sorry to blow out your eardrums.
Well, it was worth it because they teach you this very early on when you're playing softball or baseball. You always got to back up your teammate, and that's why that was a hard line drive right off the tip of the glove. Roby says, I got you, fires it over, and there's quickly 2 gone.
So Anna Parrott will come in with 2 outs. That changeup looks a little bit more like a slow pitch softball there, wouldn't you say, than other changeups that you've seen?
A very deceiving pitch, absolutely. And I could see why you hang the bat back and just watch that one go by. Well, just a very efficient inning of work here so far from Bailey against the top of the order here up to this point.
Oh, 2 to Anna Parrott. The pitch coming from Bailey. Catcher sets up. The way her changeup looks is the way I used to throw batting practice to the 10 and 12-year-olds. You know, those guys would get very excited about some of my slower pitches or faster pitches, they'd think. And then I would look like I was going to rear back and throw the fastest one and then just launch it. This is not 10-year-old, 12-year-old baseball. This is adult varsity. This doesn't work. It's not the same.
A little bit different, yeah.
However, the changeup, just like the rise ball, can be extremely hard pitches to hit. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. It's popped up, possibly playable, and she makes the grab. I had to wait to see if Duncan held on, and she did right here in front of us to the left side. What a defensive web jam. We move on. No score.
In Iowa, we all play by the same rules. Hard work pays off, practice makes perfect, success is something you earn, and teamwork helps us all be winners. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics. Because on our team and on yours, what we bring to the table is what brings us all together. Learn more about our commitment to Iowa at iowapork.org.
I want a drink. And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough of winning free stuff. Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
You're on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy at the Girls State Softball Tournament, which is presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Twin Cedars comes to bat here with no score. It'll be 9-1-2. That's Jetta Sterner, Riley Duncan, and Brooke Roby. Grace Bailey would like to bat. She's 4th in this lineup, but it is a tall task. These pitchers, yes, they've given up 5 combined hits, but they have been few and far between and not very far. That first pitch, though, is right into that gap behind second and in front of center. Clavey comes up with it, but Sterner leads off the third with a base hit.
Yeah, she was ready to go here to begin the inning and just looped it out to center field. That is now the 3rd hit here for the Sabres, and they're hoping that they can just start to string something together. It has not been easy against Campbell German.
First pitch is hit right back to the pitcher German, and she gets the out that she can because that was a hard ball to corral. So the force is taken out, but Duncan is down 1-3 on a nice play by German.
Yeah, that ball came steaming right at German, but to bobble it a little bit, to regather it and then to have an accurate throw, more importantly, to first to get the force out there.
Brooke Roby looks at a first pitch strike as she bats for the second time in this game. She also popped out, this time to second back in the first inning. Roby plays short. She's been busy tonight. In fact, she made that great defensive play, one of two great defensive plays in that last inning. We probably didn't talk enough about the play made by the catcher, Riley Duncan, to end that previous inning, Hunter.
Man, that's something where hopefully SportsCenter is going to be contacted because, I mean, you just have a split second to be able to take off the face mask, quickly turn around, and that ball was just falling and just landed right next to the padding, face first. That's what it's all about, just giving up your body to make that kind of a play to end the inning.
The 2-1 is off the plate, 3-1. Hitters count for Brooke Roby. Mr. Amadeo says no, Roby did not go. He also told you and I no before the game. He just sat and stared at us and said no. I don't get what that was all about.
Neither do I.
That's all right. That's all we're going to talk about him tonight. The 3-1 pitch coming to Brooke Roby. And that's outside. Roby on board. And now there's back to a forced situation. On a walk, Roby goes to first. Sterner stays at second. That brings in Grace Bailey. Home run last night. One of the things I was watching, the video I had posted, Hunter, was, everybody was super excited. It was in the 8th inning. It was the first lead of the game, first runs of the game for Twin Cedars. But after the whole scrum had left the plate, first pitch is low, Bailey had to kind of wait for everybody to clear, and then she had to pick up her own bat and go back into the dugout. All of that excitement, she was just thinking about, I got to get my bat.
Thinking, man, someone couldn't have picked this up for me, at the very least.
I just did all the work. I picked up the team. You could pick up my bat.
But no, this is a big at-bat here coming up, trying to help her own cause. Here's Grace Bailey, and a great opportunity in Martensdale-St. Mary's, I'm sure, being very careful with how they approach the senior.
Well hit to left. That one is up, out, and off the top of the wall. Well, girls, I would get off the field. That was not a home run, but it was a double to score a run. Bailey launched that one off a German, and Hughes quickly got it in, and only one run scored. But Bailey hitting the ball well here, scoring the first run of the game.
Boy, what just a sequence that was, where members of the Twin Cedars team thought that was a home run. We're going to have a courtesy runner here, but big time fly there for Grace Bailey, and just has a knack for getting her team on the board.
So Sterner scores, Roby is at third, and the courtesy, Bruns is at second. At the plate now is Allie Mockenhop. So Bailey does the job to help herself. And Twin Cedars now leads 1-0 here in the third. The 0-1 coming to Allie Mockenhop from the left side. Looks like she was showing slap for a minute, pulls it back. And the pitch. Popped, foul, and into the net. Hunter, I'm not 100% sure on the number of years you've come to this tournament, but the netting improvement that they have made from the fence, every year there's always changes. When the new up above bleacher area came in, that one's fouled into the net down on the first base side. That years ago would have been into the stands, but now there's netting that extends beyond both dugouts, protecting the fans that have bleacher seats.
Well, it's important, and like you said, they've made really big strides here just really over the last 2 to 3 years, and just a credit to the facility staff here.
Mockenhop watches it go off the plate for a ball, 1-2. And this predates me in my time of covering the tournament. It used to be you would broadcast from where we were at behind home, and there would be no shade over the top. So if you thought you had a lot of sun today. if you did 4 games or in your 4th game here of the day. So, and you did some games yesterday too, right? And Monday?
No, today's been my only day here, but I love coming up here to Fort Dodge, and you see so many multi-sport athletes. You know, you and I both cover state basketball, volleyball, and you see just these multi-sport athletes shining here on the stage.
Hit in the air towards right, playable for, oh my goodness. Clavey and Pearson collide. That's going to be enough for a sacrifice fly. The play at third. The ball is dropped by Parrott on the throw. But Clavey and Pearson, I was watching Pearson the whole time, and she's slow to get up. I had my eye on Pearson the whole time, and let's watch the replay. This is the throw inside and the throw back to third on the snap throw. She dropped the ball. So we're going to have a look. Well, there's a look at the circle as Martensdale-St. Mary's huddles there. But we have a conversation going on in the outfield as Pearson and Clavey. Staff is going to retreat to the dugout. Thumbs up all around.
Well, you certainly like to see that Clavey is okay. That was a really tough collision there in right center, and both players battling for it, and that's why it's so important to be able to communicate, and you know, especially in the right field, there is a bit of a pocket of sun still right there, but importance of communicating right there to avoid those collisions, but glad both players are okay.
Bruns moves up to third, and that's a base hit through the left side, and that'll easily score Bruns. 3-0 Twin Cedars on an RBI single. Jillian French just roped that one in the left center.
Yeah, the Sabres are just seeing the ball extremely well right now, just making very good contact. Even if it's resulted in an out in the outfield, they are really starting to turn things around here on Campbell German. And if you're Martensdale-St. Mary's, just want to limit the damage here. You got 2 outs.
Pitch to Keisha Reed. It's fouled back into the netting. Reed struck out back in the second. 3 runs in for Twin Cedars in this 3rd inning. It's been lucky 3s for the Sabres. What can Reed do for you? She watches that pitch low, even up the count at a ball and a strike. Limiting the damage, Hunter, is huge right now for Martensdale-St. Mary's because we've seen it time and time again, this diamond, let alone the tournament. 3 can become 4, and the inning's going to continue for Twin Cedars as the base hit goes up the middle and into the outfield for Reed.
4th hit of the inning, Paul, and they're just seeing it so well up and down the lineup, and you're right. I mean, 3 runs may not seem like very much, but when you're here in the semifinals, that number certainly feels a lot larger because now you're in the 3rd inning.
Chloe Durian at the at-bat watches the off-speed flutter out of the zone. 1-0. Chloe Durian grounded out back in the second. French is at second. Reed at first. Chloe Durian at the plate. Her sister Kristen on deck. The pitch from Campbell German. Hit well in the air towards right. Playable again in that spot between Pearson and Clavey. No collision, out is made, but not before Twin Cedars scores 3-0.
I'm Brent Johnson, an Iowa farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. As proud title sponsor of the state softball tournament, the Iowa Farm Bureau is dedicated to creating a vibrant future for Iowa through partnerships and programs that help cultivate individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. Making it to the state tournament is a great accomplishment that takes a lot of support. That's why we provide millions of dollars in awards, grants, and scholarships that recognize athletic and academic excellence. The well-being of Iowa students is also very important to Farm Bureau. That's why we provide concussion insurance coverage at no cost for all students in grades 9 through 12 who participate in a sanctioned sport. As just one of only 7 states to provide this coverage, it's just another way we're striving to support Iowa's outstanding young leaders. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau, congratulations to all the players and coaches on an outstanding season, and good luck in the tournament.
Welcome back to Harlan and Hazel Rogers Softball Complex on the north side of Fort Dodge, Iowa. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament presented by Farm Bureau. And you're watching the digital network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy. Ground ball hit to third, stretch across the diamond, pair it to Young. I'm sorry, that's Darien to Mockenhop. I got to flip my book over as Campbell German is retired. 5-3 on a great defensive play.
Yep, that straddled the line and just stretching out was Mockenhop right over there. And that's how you want to start off things. If you're Twin Cedars, got a little bit of energy in you, scoring 3 runs and getting a quick out here, but
not a good situation. The only thing worse would have been if that would have been done to the leadoff batter. You know, you think about it, you just scored 3 and you come out and hit the first girl that you face. So Bears will go down to first, and that'll bring in Angie Furness. 3-0, Twin Cedars in the lead here in the top of the 4th. Off-speed pitch hit to third. Could be 2 if they hurry. And they will not, well, by golly they will, because the pump fake made by Chloe Durian. Incredible turn there. Roby, 6-4-3. Double play, Twin Cedars still in the lead, 3-0.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Here in the heartland, at the heart of everything cool, Greater Des Moines is more than its features. It's a feeling. A feeling of discovery and wonder everywhere you turn. Catch what you've been missing. Des Moines, the S's are silent, our city is booming.
Twin Cedars sent 8 to the plate in the 3rd. They bat here in the 4th. It'll be almost the same girls. Kristen Durian, Jetta Sterner, and Riley Duncan. That's 8-9-1 due up for Twin Cedars. This is the Class 1A semifinal. Southeast Warren leads North Lynn 6-2 over on Diamond 1. We're here on Iowa Central Field, which is known as Diamond 2. And I would say maybe 15 minutes ago was my favorite color temperature here. From a TV standpoint, the red dirt, the green grass. The sky was this bright orange. We've kind of lost a lot of that direct sun on the field that we had. It's still pretty bright at first, but it just sets a very picturesque thing, Hunter. You know, we're going to have the lights come on real soon and take effect. This diamond is my favorite diamond for the late game when it is dark. And I'll explain to you why after this 2-0 pitch. That one is low. This goes back to the early 90s when I came here supporting my Jessup Jayhawks. One of the things I remember as a kid were those tall pine trees that are out in the outfield. There used to be all along this line, and now over on Diamond 1, so many of them have died or have fallen over because of storms. There's still a bunch of them here. That pitch is off the plate. It's a ball 4. It's a walk. It's Kristen Durian leads off the inning with a base on balls. And there's still, the light hits those trees just perfect. I've been on this diamond many late nights as the games wear on, and there's just something about that heavy July air that kind of sets it up here. That's one of my picturesque settings about Diamond 2.
That's why you love the game, and you love having it here.
Bunted is pushed back, scooped up, Parrott over to first to get the sacrifice by Sterner. Great play by Parrott. She was charging all the way. First out of the inning. So Kristen Durian goes to second on the sacrifice. Jetta Sterner is retired, and Riley Duncan now comes to bat for Twin Cedars. Duncan 0 for 2. First pitch is a ball. And I was sitting there staring at the outfield trees earlier. There's been a lot more replanted on other diamond, and I see a couple have been planted here. Still, we talked about facility changes over the years. That pitch is in there for a strike, even up the count at a ball and a strike. And one of the big things to come likely is going to be to what we call the consolation diamonds. There'll be some upgrades there. That is the likely next big improvement we'll see here. Lights put on. The 1-1. Swung on. No. And now we're asking, and no, she did not swing. So that'll be one of the next changes here, and you can draw some conclusions if they have 2 more diamonds with lights. More opportunities to play more games. Maybe takes you 1 or 2 times to get eliminated from a tournament, possibly.
Yeah, the possibilities are really endless, but I love how there's just so much investment here at the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex for softball and baseball. The sport's just continuing to grow here in this area, and the fans just love coming here. The Fort Dodge community just embraces it. Very loving community, and that's one of the great things about just this tradition here. And yeah, being here on the Iowa Central field, watching it from the TV, I always see those pine trees out there in straightaway center, and it just there's something about it that knows that it's like, hey, you're here. Kind of like the Masters
tournament.
I was
just thinking the same thing when you were setting that up. I'm like, he's going to talk about the Masters. If he doesn't, I will. Well said, Hunter. The Whispering Pines on the 5th. We go to the 9th. Mickelson for Bird. The 3-2 pitch coming to Riley Duncan from Campbell. Popped up into the net. We'll do it again.
Oh, Duncan has really battled here in this at bat, and for German rather, she has really kind of had to adjust her strike zone with Duncan kind of having a smaller stature there in the box.
The 3-2 inside, ball 4. 2 walks in the inning could spell another big inning for Twin Cedars as Brooke Roby comes in. She walked and scored the game's 2nd run back an inning ago. Duncan at first, Durian at second. First pitch strike to Roby.
Well, ever since throwing a 1-2-3 second inning, just the command's been a little off for German here over the last inning and a third, and that was her 3rd walk that she had just surrendered right there.
Called strike there on Roby. The 3-0 pitch coming, or the 0-2 pitch coming from German is a ground ball to Baker, who Baker bobbled the ball, then was run into by Riley Duncan going to second. The 2 did not arrive at the same time, but that does create another issue for Martensdale-St. Mary's, as now the bases are loaded and Emily Wood is going to come out and talk to her team. Actually, she's going to go first to the umpire. She's going to go to Keith McKay and ask if there was an obstruction.
Well, and I'm in the same thinking as you, and that, again, it wasn't around the same timing, but, you still want that clarification right there. But now here you go, bases loaded situation and still only 1 out, and now the player that got it all started here for this Sabres squad, is back up. So no doubt about it, big at bat right here.
Grace Bailey, 2 for 2, a single and a double. And if she can plate a couple here, that'll give her team a commanding lead. The first pitch is chopped slowly in front of the mound, or in front of the plate. And hopping out is Bears, and she tags Darian at the plate. Not quite the worst scenario for Twin Cedars, but darn close. An excuse me swing. Bailey hits into the fielder's choice. And we'll see Bruns come again in to run, but Durian is erased. We have an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT. Learn more at imtins.com. The only other play that could have been worse was like a line drive double play type of thing. But Bailey, you really wanted to see her swing the bat in that and maybe extend the hands and not just pull them back and get caught.
Yeah, more of a defensive swing, but really a blessing there for Martensdale-St. Mary's. Another tough bat up here at the plate.
And a swing and a miss. And now Martensdale-St. Mary's is a strike. Still just strike one, sorry. I get a little excited. I thought that was strike two. Mock and hop. That ball comes across the plate, but low. Southeast Warren is going to the title game in Class 1A with a 6-2 victory over North Lynn. So Southeast Warren will play the winner of this game Friday night for the 1A championship. Well hit, but foul. Can there be a miracle play made by Bears? Or by Bears? No. So we're halfway to an all Warren County final. Except Martensdale-St. Mary is looking up at a 3-0 deficit.
Yeah, they have some work to do to try to hold their end of the bargain. But a big pitch coming up here for Campbell German.
Hit towards right, and it's going to be in front of Pearson. She keeps the run in front. Runners were going on the pitch. Two of them are going to score. Riley Duncan and Roby, and it's a 5-0 Twin Cedars lead.
Boy, great effort there from Pearson out in right field and just fell right in front of her. Did whatever she could to try to get her glove underneath it. Mockenhop has really put together a nice game at the plate and is able to add 2 more insurance runs.
Ball gets away from Bears for a moment. She grabs it back. The only thing that can happen is Mockenhop moves up to second. So now you have runners at second and third, 2 outs. The Blue Devils were close to getting out of this inning unscathed, and now they're just trying to limit the damage. 2 in, 2 on, 2 out here in the fourth. Oh, nice pitch. What a pitch by German. Hard to lay off that one, but that's an adjustment batters are making because that was the pitch both teams were hitting and popping up in the first inning. Both of these pitchers throw a similar changeup. Nice pitch is hit and ripped foul down the left field line out of play. And quickly thrown back in play. So Jillian French, 1 and 2 here. French a single back in the third. Yeah, 1-2 is our count. Off the plate, evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I like that idea from German, just going with that off speed and just hoping that French would maybe chase that one outside, but French doing a better job of just protecting the plate.
German winds and fires. In and hits the batter, French on the left arm. And the bases are loaded again. So French goes to first, Mockenhop stays at second, Bruns at third, and IGHSAU Reed struck out and singled. She's 1 for 2. The pitch coming from German. Fouled into the net to the right side. There's a look at the contingent from Martensdale-St. Mary's. Not a private school. I learned that one the hard way early on a few years ago talking to the then coach at Martensdale-St. Mary's. I go, so you're a private school? No, St. Mary's is a town. You not been there?
Well, you don't know unless you ask.
Oh, and I ask. I had to ask a couple of girls today, are you sick of me asking you questions all these years? And she's like, no, but I could tell body language. Yes. Popped up and out of play. Almost a nice catch made there in the stands. We're not going to out you, just not put you on the team.
But, you know, these players love the coverage, too, and they love just how the girls' athletic union just puts this on each and every year. I mean, this is just such a big deal. We have a time here for third baseman Parrott just making sure that her cleats are all tied up. But, yeah, even though it may seem annoying and all, you know, the coverage and just the event in and of itself is just so well done.
The 0-2. Hit down the line, fair. All that has to be done. Great defensive play there to get out of the inning. And making that play and making it look easy. Parrott. Twin Cedars 5, St. Mary's nothing.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors.
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
Friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively.
relentlessly.
At your service.
We go to the top of the fifth. Twin Cedars and Martensdale-St. Mary's. Hit towards short. Roby over and out to Mockenhop as Madeline Young is retired. To start the Blue Devils' fifth. Young, Pearson, Baker, and if anybody gets on, top of the order, and Brindley German.
Well, it's all about getting runners on base right now if you're Martensdale-St. Mary's, and I get that. You know, you're looking to swing at the first pitch, but Bailey didn't even throw 10 pitches in that last inning. It was just an incredibly easy inning of work. And so do what you need to do to battle, to find that pitch and to just, again, try to string something together because down 5 runs here in the 5th inning, slowly starting to wind things down here. You need to just find a way to get people on base.
The 0-1. Is a ball to Pearson, who was, you can see on the back right side of her, she's got a grass stain. She's made a couple of plays there in the outfield. Had a collision. Live to tell.
Yeah, she has certainly had to work defensively out in right field. She's made some nice grabs, nearly made a nice diving grab to end the 4th inning. That resulted in 2 more runs being brought in for Twin Cedars.
Bailey looks in, spins the ball on her right upper thigh, and it's off the plate. Duncan tried to sell it. The Martensdale-St. Mary's players hanging on that fence, trying to have something to make noise about as that ball doesn't land in the zone and the count goes full. Been a pretty quiet crowd here, except for a couple of big plays. I know I've blown out the audio on a couple of those big plays, but that's a liner down the left field line. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding first, heading for second is Pearson in with a stand-up double with one out here in the fifth, and Martensdale-St. Mary's, they've got something to cheer about.
Yeah, now we hear some noise over there along the Martensdale-St. Mary's side. Just getting that right along the line, right towards the fence, and maybe that is just what the Blue Devils needed to just get something ignited.
That's a Kruger Seeds extra base hit there. Big play, big action. And that's brought to you by Kruger Seeds, your local seeds dealer. Visit KrugerSeed.com today. To Ellie Baker, the 9th-place hitter. So Pearson is at second. Baker at the plate here looking to trade places. That pitch spins out. As we're getting to that part in the evening where the lights are making a little more difference. A little more intensity as we move here to the fifth, especially if you're looking down the barrel of a 5-0 lead. Bailey winds off speed, change up, Liz a strike. Baker now looks down at third at Emily Wood. Baker the freshman, big opportunity here. Battling a good pitcher. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
Bailey striking out Baker for the second time here tonight, and what a way to respond after giving up that double with one out. Martensdale-St. Mary's looking for anything right now to try to get on the board.
Down 5-0, 2 outs here in the fifth. Runner at second, first pitch misses from Bailey. Pearson standing down there trying to figure out a way to get at least a base moved up. But control has been the name of the game for Bailey. I think Duncan had to go to her knees once. Ripped towards third across the diamond. Goes Durian to Mockenhop, and that'll end the rally. We move to the bottom of the fifth with the home team, Twin Cedars, still leading.
Sometimes people who seem to know everything
Dental insurance costs a fortune, and it covers nothing.
don't. For instance, personal plans from Delta Dental cut the cost of many procedures in half. So be careful what you hear.
How important are teeth anyway?
Get the facts. Contact Delta Dental about saving with personal dental plans today.
It's Fairway Family Food.
Name one reason more people choose to shop at Fairway.
Lower prices.
Name something that Fairway is famous for.
The best meat in town.
Services!
Don't play games with your food. Shop Fairway for the best meat in town.
With lower prices and higher quality, everyone's a winner at Fairway.
Until next time, this is Fairway Family Food.
Central College, you know what? They have you covered with career building programs, and with tuition less than $20,000 a year and tons of scholarships. It's the best decision ever. Apply today at central.edu. Fans out there in the bleachers, I'm not saying those specifically, but you know what it's like, Hunter, when you walk out there. What do you hear? You hear a lot of coaches and a lot of umpires sometimes.
Certainly do.
Been an enforcement this week, an effort put on better sportsmanship with players and fans. As Jackie Clavey, first pitch is a ball. It'll be Clavey, Parrott, and German. I think there's been a couple of sports where some sportsmanship has gotten a little salty. Well hit to center, but right at Sterner. She takes a step to her right and in and makes the grab. First out of the inning, Clavey goes F8. Yeah, there was a write-up about the soccer tournament, and I heard that basketball, a lot of language, and there's just zero tolerance this year. If they hear the F word, everybody is gone. Slow roller to the pitcher. German throws over to Mockenhop to retire. Anna Parrott. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong side, aren't I? So Chloe Durian, and then that was Kristen Durian, and now this is Jetta Stern.
No, it's late. You know, we both have calling a lot of games here this week. It happens.
First pitch swung on back by Sterner into the net. I'm too busy thinking about the F word. And there's always that push for umpires. I heard a couple of guys talking today. What are we going to do when this huge group retires? And there is a big retirement glut coming. There's plenty of guys and gals, men and women, umpiring here this week and across the state, but they need more of them. You ever umpired?
I have not, but I tell you what, you know, especially during these hot days at the state tournament, you know, you just really appreciate everything that they do. You know, I think for a while it's just been taken for granted that there's always going to be an umpire there, but now we're at a time where, you know, there is a little bit of uncertainty. And so, yeah, just the bad language at games, zero tolerance for that, and you got to appreciate these umpires because without them, we simply wouldn't have these games. And how about that grab by that fan up there?
Sign him up. And then they'd say, give it to a kid. You actually have to give it back. Give it to the kid so he can give it back. Sterner evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batting here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. 5-0, Twin Cedars in control. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Sterner, for the first time since the 2nd, Twin Cedars goes 1, 2, 3. We go to the 6th. Twin Cedars 5, St. Mary's nothing.
I want a drink.
And I want this free. And I want this awesome ATV. I can't get enough of winning free stuff. Casey's just gave me these. Cause we won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
Shop with Casey's Rewards for a chance to win free pizza, gas, and getaways all summer long.
We won the Casey's sweepstakes. The summer of freedom sweepstakes.
I hear you're looking for a great college where you can get an affordable education. SWIC is the place for you.
I appreciate the personalized attention.
And I've gotten to meet people from all around the world.
The SWIC student housing is incredible.
I like SWIC's hands-on training.
And I'll start my career in 2 years.
I can schedule my classes online or face-to-face.
SWIC feels like a community, like family,
like home. SWIC is a place for you.
Clavey, Parrott, and German due up for Martensdale-St. Mary's. They're down to their final 6 outs. They're down 5-0, and it's a strike to Jackie Clavey. 0 for 2 in this contest, and it's been a lot to do because of who you see on your screen right now. Bailey, Gracie Bell has been on fire. Pitch, swing, and a miss. That one had some movement.
Yeah, other than allowing just a few hits there in the 2nd inning, she has just really controlled this lineup. And even when, you know, some of her command hasn't been there, she's been able to bounce back like we saw in the last inning.
Change up right on cue with the announcer Jinx. Base hit for Jackie Clavey. How good has she been? Well, it's a base hit.
Well, and she did a very nice job of waiting on this off-speed pitch and just took it out to left center. And so now is the time here for the Blue Devils. Like you said, final 6 outs here. So it's just now or never time here for this group.
So Clavey goes to first. Anna Parrott, who's had a couple of defensive gems, takes the first pitch and swings and fouls it back. Falls behind 0-1. Parrott 1 for 2. She had a single back in the first. Bats here. Hits it again towards third. Fumbled for a moment across the diamond in time to get Parrott. And that was a bang-bang play, if not a ba-bang play. Either way is a good one.
Well, it certainly was. And Kristen Durian says, I've seen your good plays over in the hot corner. Let me show you that one. And just having the awareness after handling that ground ball there and getting back on her feet, and the throw was accurate and strong over there. That is so tough to do, but these players really this week have made these difficult plays look easy.
Campbell German, the pitcher, she can put this run in, maybe put one over the fence. She can make it pretty interesting ball game. She bats with 1 out here in the 6th. Bat on the right shoulder, flings it up into the air, off speed, down the line, third base foul. Campbell 0 for 2, the sophomore. Twin Cedars a little more of a senior-laden lineup. Martensdale-St. Mary's a little more of a youth lineup. If you're Twin Cedars, you're kind of feeling this is our year. Martensdale-St. Mary says, why is it not ours? The 0-1. Change up, misses. That pitch hits German in the upper left arm, and she's on, hit by pitch. So that means Clavey will go to second, German will go to first, and Sydney Bears will bat. And that's going to prompt a visit from Twin Cedars head coach Zach Duncan. Newell Fonda was the 2 seed in Class 1A, and they were just run off the diamond by Martensdale-St. Mary's last night. And Twin Cedars and Lisbon went into 8 innings before Twin. Martensdale-St. Mary's a 7 seed, Twin Cedars a 6, Southeast Warren is a 5. So you had, and they beat the 1 seed. So at best, no, that is the best. Southeast Warren, the 5 seed. It'll be a 5-6 or a 5-7 championship game. And frankly, I don't know how you pick in 1A anymore because teams are so different across the state. After the mound visit, it is a bobble by Short off the glove of Roby. Chloe Durian grabs it back, but now the bases are full of Blue Devils as Bears gets on with an error. Yep, Clavey at third, German at second, and Bears at first, and that'll bring up Angie Furness.
Yeah, just not an easy play there for Roby to make, and instead of just picking it up and trying to throw it over to first, just wisely held on to it. But now Blue Devils with the opportunity here with the bases loaded.
Off speed, swung through by Furness, who's 0 for 2.
Well, you know, she's chomping at the bit, grounding into that 6-4-3 double play to end the 4th. Certainly has the bat capable of making some noise in this lineup.
The 0-1 hit into left field for a base hit. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second. It's cut off. The play to third is out. Bears was trying to go from first to third, and she was erased by the cutoff. Mockenhop did exactly what she was supposed to do, not before German score, so the shutout is erased. It's now a 5-2 ball game. Good piece of hitting by Furness.
Yeah, she really connected on that one well, and right in between the third baseman and the shortstop, and You know, Reed really wanted to throw that ball in a hurry, wanted to try to get that second runner, just a little bit of a bobble, but then great awareness there to tag out the runner over at third. But you knew that the Blue Devils were not going to be shut down for too long. And a well-earned applause as she jogs to the dugout for Angie Furness.
And Angie Berger is going to be an IMT substitution. Be worry-free with IMT insurance. Visit imtins.com. So the smart, quick, good heads-up decision-making Annie Berger goes down to second. She'll adds a couple to make it very interesting. We go to the bottom of the sixth as the Sabres have a 2-run lead.
The Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to present the state softball tournament and celebrate the accomplishments of Iowa's student athletes. To the Iowa Farm Bureau, this is more than just a sport. It's hometown pride, it's hopes and dreams, it's our future leaders. It's a reason to do more and be more. And it's that farm-strong spirit that can only be found in Iowa. Congratulations to the student athletes and coaches on an outstanding softball season. And remember, today's successes are just the beginning of tomorrow's achievements.
Martensdale-St. Mary's makes it interesting. They push 2 across in their half of the 6th. So now, if you're Twin Cedars, you try to get a couple of those runs back. 5-2 in this Class 1A semifinal from Harlan Rogers Complex. This is the Iowa Central Field. You're watching the digital network, which is presented by Mid-American Energy. He's Hunter Phillips. I'm Paul Yeager. We're glad you're here. The final game of the championship round before we get to championship games. Goes fast.
It really does, but what a fun-filled day it was. You know, started at 11 o'clock over on Kruger Seeds Field. Fort Dodge, the defending Class 5A champs, flexing their muscle. Really haven't been too many surprises in the upper classes, but, you know, they say they save the best for last, and I feel like we've really gotten that here between Classes 2A and especially here with 1A.
It will be Duncan, Roby, and Bailey to bat for Twin Cedars in their blue and white uniforms. First pitch is fouled back into the net. No, that was high. I thought she swung. That was a high. 1-0. Sorry. You've got it right, Dave. Dave Mabel, our crack director, bailing me out yet again. Nice pitch. That's a strike. Hunter going, seriously, I'm with this guy? What? Wrong players.
No, all joking aside, it's always great to be able to work with you, and so fun that we can all come together here for these tournaments. You know, these players work so hard throughout the off season, during the season to get here, and you know it does go by really fast. But just cherish each and every one of these broadcasts and these games.
Ooh, hit towards short. German over, gets her by a half step. Duncan's out, 6-3. And frankly, you know, Hunter, it is, I mean, I look at the lineup and the way things have changed here. I mean, we're trying to rotate in a whole lot more announcers from around the state that cover a lot of these teams. Men and women, former coaches, current coaches, just broadcasters in general who cover a lot of these games to give you as good of an opportunity. So you are studied. Say, okay, so Martensdale-St. Mary, not very far from where you live, Hunter, or where I live, but you still treat it like it's a Valley Fort Dodge game. I mean, you try to learn as much as you can about these because, as you said, these girls work extremely hard to get here, and they deserve their time. And I always tell coaches, I want information on your 7, 8, 9 players just as much as your 1, 2, 3.
And it means a lot. You know, it shows that you care, and it's about the fans, everyone watching back at home.
Roby's pitch, watches it go up. It's 3-0. And I know that there are people who go back and watch, and if I say something incorrect, text the friend that knows me that says, yes, she plays basketball too. You know, and you try not to stick your neck out if you're not sure. The 3-0 pitch to Brooke Roby. Misses, and Roby looks like, huh? Okay. I'm a little blocked by the home plate umpire there. But don't you love it? I mean, how many times you see at the college level all the time? Those girls sell it so well. Those women do.
Yeah, they certainly do. And, you know, the umpires, they pick up on it. They've been around long enough and know when to make a call and when not to. How about the night this player at the plate has had? And also in the circle.
Grace Bailey bats. She's up 1-0 in this count. Had all that weight, held it back, got the hands going. She said, you know, they played last night again, the 7:30 game. So for 2 days in a row, they have had to sit in the dorms and stew. I said, were you ready to go? Oh, my goodness, she says. It was 1 o'clock, and I was jumping out of my skin. I was so anxious to get here. 2-0 is ripped foul. She turned on that pitch.
Yeah, and you bring up a good point. I mean, the waiting, the anticipation, the anxiousness, I mean, that gets to you. I mean, athletes are creatures of habit, and then in these tournament settings, I mean, you're going to be starting at different times, and so to be able to turn it up, it says a lot about these teams and how they prepare, and it says a lot about their coaches.
Well, and if Twin Cedars would hold on and win, they would have to sit around till 7:30 on Friday again. Bailey swings and misses, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And don't think that if you thought they were chomping at the bit for a quarterfinal game, for a championship game. That pitch is turned on. I think Bailey swung at that one, even though that was ball 4, just so she could get another pitch to hit. Bailey 2 for 3 in this game. The 3-2 coming back walks that Twin Cedars is able to manufacture, and that'll bring in Allie Mockenhop.
Well, now it's time for Campbell German to really dig deep here with 1 out. Try to get them to put the ball in play, give your defense a chance to come up with a double play, as we will have a pinch runner back in here for Twin Cedars.
Which is brought to you by IMT Insurance. Be worry-free with IMT at imtins.com. Mockenhop had a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd, an RBI single in the 4th, and a single in the 1st. I have a feeling we'll be talking to Mockenhop in the post-game media area if things continue this way. Mockenhop, a senior, in from the left side. Pops up the bunt into the net. Mockenhop has that ability to be a gap-to-gap hitter. So she's someone that finds room in left center or right center. And the defense for Martensdale-St. Mary's has given that to her. She gets the bunt down, moves the runners up. She sacrifices her at bat. But Roby goes to 3rd, Bruns down to 2nd, and there's 2 away for Jillian French. We've ticked past 9 o'clock on this Wednesday night. And you find out if you're Twin Cedars, you're just trying to figure out a way to get at least one, if not both of those runs across. French looks in. Hits it to the right side, and it's going to get down into the outfield, and that's going to plate both runners. French, an RBI single, scores 2, gets the 2 runs back from the top half of the 6th, back to a 5-run lead for Twin Cedars.
How about 3 RBIs tonight for Jillian French? She was instrumental in the Sabres' big 3-run 3rd inning, and then just decides to add a few more runs here for good measure to put the deficit where it was just an inning ago.
Bats now with 2 outs and a 7-2 lead. Martensdale, they just know in the back of their mind it just got a whole lot harder with 3 outs in the 7th. But first, they have to limit the damage, and so far they're not able to do it. Reed hits it into left field in front of Hughes, who throws it back in, and there's 2 on with 2 outs for Chloe Durian.
Well, Keisha Reed doing exactly what she did back in the 3rd inning. Following a Jillian French single, she went ahead and did the same. So the hitting has been contagious here tonight for the Sabres. Just shows how deep this lineup is and how they have really come together here really down the stretch of this season.
3 strike. Campbell German tells her team 2 outs. Looks at her wrist for the pitch call. Left foot back, right foot forward, winds and throws an incredible pitch to get a swing and a miss from Durian.
Certainly had her fooled there. And now big pitch here.
2, top of the 7th. Bailey looks in. Waves off a couple of pitches, throws this one. Gets the flutter for a ball. And I know it's Grace, but I keep looking at her, and I kind of see her cousin Olivia Bailey, who played basketball at Dowling Catholic. As I see them, when I know that the family connection, I go, oh, okay, I totally can see it now. And some of that height, and I know that her cousin was here, and a lot of family, and everybody's family at Twin Cedars when you're in a small town, just like their family at Martensdale-St. Mary's. Off-speed hit. Wood hops. She's not playing. She says, I'm awake. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I tell you what, as a coach, either first or it's third base, you have to be alert. And Coach Wood certainly was right there. And we've seen just solid contact here in his first couple of pitches. Can she put one in play?
The 2-2 popped up right. Bailey, who makes the grab, and Pearson is out on a pop fly. 1 away. So Ellie Baker will come in. She struck out twice in this game. Once in the 2nd, once in the 5th. Bats here in the 7th with 1 out. Bailey winds and fires. First pitch swung on and missed. If you're Baker, you're trying to get on base any way you can to run this lineup to the top of your order, and maybe on the 4th time through you can finally get to Bailey. Swung on and missed. Duncan was set up on the outside of the plate. That thing tailed back in. Duncan able to stick the glove out to the left, and it's an 0-2 hole. The pitch. That one's off the plate. Duncan frames it.
Well, you could certainly tell that she is the coach's daughter and just how instinctful she is behind the plate, trying to frame that one up. She's done a great job behind the plate tonight.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. And the Sabres are an out away from advancing to the title game. It's up to Brynlee German. Twin Cedars fans getting on their feet. First pitch swung on and hit to play. Roby across the diamond to first, and Twin Cedars will advance to the state championship game. They win 7-2 here in Class 1A. We need to pick a player of the game, Hunter Phillips, as the two teams exchange pleasantries. Martensdale-St. Mary's and Twin Cedars. This was a great game until the bottom of the third, and then things started to open up big for Twin Cedars.
Yep, it certainly did, and I think we're good segue into our Casey's player of the game and the player that really helped spark that.
Casey's is proud to sponsor the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, today's player of the game. Casey's is at the heart of many Iowa communities, cheering on our local teams and fans and making sure that there's fresh pizza ready, win or lose. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards and Rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, and donations to local schools. As Coach Dunklin goes around and high-fives everyone, he high-fived number 10, and she's our Casey's player of the game, Grace Bailey. What Grace do for you today?
Boy, what didn't she do in this game? Let's start off with what she did in the circle. Complete game, second complete game here in the state tournament. 6 hits allowed, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts. The critical stat here, no walks issued against a very youthful, aggressive Martensdale-St. Mary's team. And then 2 for 3 at the plate. Drove in the first run of the game with that deep double. It was almost her second home run here of the tournament, and then scored one of the 3 runs from the senior who helped push her team to the state championship game.
And that will be 7:30 Friday night, which will be the last softball game of the 2022 campaign. Twin Cedars advance. The Sabres will play Southeast Warren. An upset there is we'll have a lot of high seeds, low seeds, however you want to look at that tournament, but teams who probably didn't think they'd be playing in the championship game, anybody outside of their own dugout, they believe the whole time. Hunter, put a wrap on this tournament for you. Big day today. You saw a lot of good games.
Certainly did. You know, the powerful programs, really no surprise in the upper classes. They got rolling, but this was the fun right here. This is why you play in the tournament. You know, there's nothing guaranteed. You got to go out there and play, and these teams really proved it. I think the last time they were here at state was when Jimmy Carter was president. They're making the most of it here.
The 70s are back, baby. Emily Woods, Martensdale-St. Mary Blue Devils in her first season. They finish 25-4. Twin Cedars improves to 28-3, and they'll play Friday night. For all of us here on the digital network all week, the men and women who have been standing out in the heat, keeping all of these pictures happening, I thank you. Dave Mabel, our director tonight. For Hunter Phillips, I'm Paul Yeager. Thank you so very much for watching. The finals come up now over on Iowa PBS. You can also watch them still online at IGHSAU.org or iowapbs.org. So long from Fort Dodge.